Good morning, everyone. I want to go over Teresa Martin's case. I want to talk about how it started. Of course, you can see on the screen who she's suing. And why and how she became special administrator for the estate. Now comes plaintiff Teresa Martin as special administrator for the estate of Kenneka Jenkins, deceased, by and through her counsel being legal, and a complaint against defendant CPO Hospitality, Crown Plaza Hotel, F&F Realty, Capital Security, and Murray Brothers Caddyshack. At all times relevant, Teresa Martin was the biological mother of Kenneka Jenkins. A petition to duty appoints Teresa Martin as administrator of the estate of Kenneka Jenkins had been filed and is currently pending, which is now over, in the probate court, which is Chancery of Cook County, Illinois. Now, I've done several videos on Chancery Court and why she was there. And as I've said many times, it was because of the estate. At all times relevant, plaintiff Kenneka Jenkins was a resident of the city of Chicago. Upon all information and belief, CPO Hospitality was an Illinois corporation doing business as Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in the city of Rosemont, Cook County. And it goes down to F&F Realty, Capital Security, NBC Rosemont. So let's go to number 6. Upon all information and belief, defendant NBC Rosemont LLC was an Illinois corporation doing business as Murray Brothers Caddyshack Restaurant in the city of Rosemont. Caddyshack Restaurant leased premises from the defendants CPO Hospitality, Crown Plaza O'Hare, and F&F Realty. Oh, Lord. This matter arises out of September 10th, 2017. Incident resulting in the death of Kenneka Jenkins that occurred at the Crown Plaza O'Hare Hotel. On or about September 9th, at approximately 1:13 a.m., plaintiff's descendant Kenneka Jenkins entered the Crown Plaza defendant's hotel as a guest. And you can read through. And while you're reading through, an update on the case recently. In June, Crown Plaza got another restraining order against Teresa Martin. For what? She hasn't been there. But when you go through the files, they just recently updated the restraining order again. but let's continue. Oh man. After last being seen leaving a room on the 9th floor, plaintiff's descendant Kenneka Jenkins was visibly disoriented and in dire need of assistance. They should have assisted Kenneka Jenkins, which would have prevented her death. On or about September 9th, 2017, at 12:36 p.m., Kenneka Jenkins was reported missing to the Rosemont Public Safety Police when the family did not receive a response from the Crown Plaza defendants, hotel staff, and employees or agents of defendant Capital Security. Plaintiff descendant realleges and reasserts all previously paragraphs as though fully set herein. Let's continue. Failing to secure area which should have been closed off to the general public. Correct. Failing to secure, restricted to employees only. Check. Failing to maintain proper signs. Check. Failing to warn of a dangerous condition. Check. Maintaining a defective and faulty freezer. Check. Improperly allowing a dangerously designed freezer area to remain in operation, unsupervised and open to the public. Check. Failing to maintain the latch and entry system in their kitchen freezer. Check. Failing to secure an area otherwise inherently dangerous. Check. Failing to timely review security cameras when undertaking a duty to do so. Check. Failing to hire, manage, supervise, and train employees, and or agents who were corporated to deal with missing persons in a reasonable manner. Check. And remember all this? Go back to the videos and you'll see why all this matters. All of it's true and all of it's very important to this case. Failing to hire, manage, supervise, and train employees and agents who are properly trained not to disregard danger to the general public. Check. Failing to hire, manage, supervise, and train employees and or agents who are competent. Failing to hire security providers who are competent and capable of acting reasonably under the circumstances. Failing to hire food service providers who are competent and capable of acting reasonably under the circumstances. Failing to enforce existing policies and procedures to prevent the conduct described herein, and or failing to prevent the occurrence alleged herein. Correct. Failing to adopt proper procedures for their employees and personnel, and failing to properly and adequately train its staff with relation to safety procedures of personal only areas. Had Crown Plaza defendants provided adequate security, they would have intervened quickly, appropriately, and correctly to dangerous conditions created in the subject hotel room. They would have prevented plaintiff descendant Kenneka Jenkins from becoming disoriented and distressed. As a direct and proximate result of the negligence of Crown Plaza, defendant's plaintiff descendant Kenneka Jenkins was seriously, painfully, and permanently hurt and injured as her body shut down and she froze to death. That, as a direct and proximate result of the above described action, plaintiff's descendant Kenneka Jenkins and her estate, which was through Chancery Court, suffered damages including but not limited conscious physical pain and suffering and death, severe emotional injuries, mental anguish, mortification, humiliation, embarrassment and denial of social pleasures, economic loss, including wage loss, medical expenses, past, present, and future, punitive damages, attorney fee and cost, loss of love, society, and companionship, reasonable funeral and burial expenses, loss of gifts, gratuities, and other items of economic value, and all other damages allowed by law. Count 2. Negligence and or gross negligence, defendant Murray Brothers Caddyshack Restaurant. Defendant Caddyshack Restaurant was renting the kosher kitchen from the Crown Plaza defendants. At all times herein, defendant Caddyshack Restaurant owed a duty to maintain a safe premises. At all times relevant herein, defendant Caddyshack Restaurant owned a duty to warn of, otherwise take responsible steps to protect the general public, its business invitees, guests, and plaintiff descendant Kenneka Jenkins, in particular regarding the state of premises and acts done or omitted on them. Defendant Caddyshack Restaurant owed a duty to warn their agents and their employees of unreasonable risks and dangers in their leased premises. Caddyshack, conscious physical pain, suffering, and death, severe emotional injuries, mental anguish, mortification and humiliation, embarrassment and denial of social pleasures, economic loss, including wage loss, all the same above. Crown Plaza, Capitol Security, all the same. Capitol Security, failing to secure an area otherwise inherently dangerous, failing to timely review security cameras when undertaking a duty to do so. And as you can see, all the rest. Under Illinois law, the Crown Plaza defendants are liable under the doctrine of superior for all negligent and grossly negligent acts committed by its employees and or agents when acting within the course and scope of their employment. Under Illinois law, the Crown Plaza defendants are responsible for Capitol Security and Caddyshack Restaurant, negligence and or gross negligence by virtue of contractor liability. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that this honorable court enter a judgment in favor of plaintiff and against the defendants in excess of $50 million, exclusive of costs, interest, and attorney fees. Now, this is just a more in-depth look at the case. The case is still ongoing. Kenneka Jenkins is real. She didn't walk in that freezer. She didn't deserve to die. As I said, they just got another restraining order against Miss Martin, Mama T, just recently. And the next thing I think that's coming up in the court date is discovery. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And I pray that justice is served, because it seems like this is the only way for right now that Kenneka Jenkins can get some sort of justice. And with that being said, J for K. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.